doing everything right. Fixing broken systems, staying late, mentoring teammates, polishing every last detail. But someone else, less experienced, less consistent, less effective, just got promoted ahead of you. And again, you've been told to just keep your head down and you'll get that promotion, to let your work speak for itself. That if you just stay humble and deliver, someone will notice. But that is a lie. Because here's what I've learned. You don't get promoted for working the hardest. You get promoted when decision makers see you as the next leader. So in this video, I'm going to talk more about that and then break down the 3 strategic levers that actually move the needle and how you can stop being invisible in a system that rewards visibility, leadership, and self-advocacy. Now, before we get into this video, I just want to say that 86% of you who watch my videos aren't subscribed. So if you're getting value from my content, please like and subscribe because it's free and it helps me give you more free content. So what's actually keeping you stuck? If you've been doing everything right and still not moving up, the issue isn't your performance. It's how you're positioned. Because promotions don't go to the right person who's doing the most. They go to the person who's already seen as ready. And there are 3 levers that drive that perception. The first is visibility. If decision makers can't picture you in the next role, they're not going to promote you. As Harvard career coach Gorik Ng puts it, they were being seen, heard, and remembered, and ultimately rewarded. You've been told to just let your work speak for itself. But the truth is, the people who move up aren't just good, they're known by other people, and the right people. The second are leadership signals. Promotions aren't based on potential, and potential is judged by behavior. So are you mentoring other people, leading meetings, thinking like a manager, not just an executor? If your job title says individual contributor and your behavior says director, that's when people start to notice. To put it simply, they're looking for whether you can succeed outside of your job. Number 3, strategic self-advocacy. If you don't speak up, your boss will just assume that you're fine where you are. Unless you say something, your boss will assume that you're happy with your current job and your current status. This doesn't mean bragging. It means making your goals visible by talking to your manager about them before you're ready for a promotion. Ask your manager where you can go above and beyond by doing maybe a stretch role or sharing your progress consistently with your manager. Because if no one knows what you're doing, it doesn't matter how good you are. Now, what I'm talking about here aren't just soft skills. They're survival skills to help you thrive in a corporate environment. And if you're not using them, that's exactly why you're stuck and will stay stuck. Let's go back to visibility. This is the first lever, and this is the reason why most high performers stay stuck. If you've ever thought to yourself, my work should speak for itself, that belief is what's holding you back. You're not being overlooked because you're not capable. You're being overlooked because no one sees you in any role beyond the one that you're actually in. I've seen top performers spend years in the same role, not because they weren't ready, but because no one ever imagined them doing anything else. You've become so essential to your team, promoting you would feel like a huge loss. And the more that you stay late, fix broken processes, and quietly over-deliver, the more invisible you're going to become to the people who actually make promotion decisions. By becoming so good at your job, you're actually making it harder for people to imagine you doing anything else. So you think you're proving your value, but you're just reinforcing an identity that no longer reflects your potential. It's like sprinting through an airport at 2 a.m. You're exhausted, panicked, trying to catch a flight that has already left. The decision wasn't made when you ran. It was made weeks earlier when no one positioned you to board the plane in the first place. You don't get promoted because the deck you made was perfect. You get promoted because decision makers already saw you as the obvious next leader. Visibility is not about being loud. It's about being seen by the right people in the right rooms doing the kind of work that signals that you're ready for more. Which means that you need to be doing work that other people will see, like a project that'll be shown to the public, or where you can present to the team, or present in a company meeting. That's what's gonna get you seen. Leadership signals. Most high performers don't get passed over because they're underperforming. They get passed over because they're sending the wrong signals. You're reliable, precise, the one that everyone turns to when things go all pear-shaped. But all that proves is that you're great at your current role, not that you're ready for the next one. And that's the gap. Because promotions aren't just about what you've done, they're about whether decision makers believe you can operate at the next level. As one expert put it, they're not just looking at whether you're good at your job, they're looking at whether you can succeed outside of it. I've seen junior teammates start mentoring others, speaking up in meetings, and suddenly leadership starts seeing them differently. Not as support, but as peers. Meanwhile, while you're triple checking execution, someone else is stepping back, leading projects, making calls, and mentoring across teams. They're not necessarily more qualified, but they are already behaving like they're at that next level. And that's the hidden bias in every promotion decision. The person who already looks like a leader gets treated like one. And that doesn't happen by accident. It's not about charisma, it's about positioning. And I know I'm emphasizing this a lot, but it's really important. Now, here's where people also get stuck. How do you shift perception without looking like you're campaigning for a promotion or trying to be a tryhard? That's where the third lever comes in, strategic self-advocacy. Bonus tip. Here's what most people won't tell you. Your job is only 1/3 of your job. And yes, doing the core work matters, but that's just one slice of what you're actually responsible for. If you want to move up, you also need to learn how to manage up and diagonally. That means managing your manager, managing your stakeholders by understanding what they need, how they think, and how to position your work through their lens, not just your own. And before you run to the comments and get mad or accuse me of politicking, spare me. I already know some of you are gonna get into a little kerfuffle down there in my comments because I'm not making you feel good about being stuck. But here's the thing, I'm not here to comfort you. I'm here to teach you how to get promoted. And the truth is, some people want you to stay exactly where you are because staying stuck makes it easier for them to move up. But I know that's not why you're here. You're watching this because you want more. So let's get back to how to make that happen. Now let's talk about self-advocacy. This is the lever most high performers resist, strategic self-advocacy. You believe that your results should speak for themselves, that humility will be recognized, that eventually someone's gonna notice. But again, here's the truth. If you're not actively shaping how you're perceived, someone else is going to do the shaping for you. And if you're not asking for visibility, growth, or opportunity, someone else is, and they're the ones getting promoted. In most organizations, silence is misread as satisfaction. If you don't speak up, your manager assumes that you're happy exactly where you are. That's not humility, that's misalignment. Strategic self-advocacy isn't about self-promotion, it's about direction. It means saying no to work that keeps you buried. It means saying yes to stretch opportunities that place you in the eye line of decision makers. It also means consistently reporting your progress, not once, but regularly, so that leadership knows where you're adding value and where you're ready for more. Because if no one knows what you're accomplishing, it doesn't matter how good it is or how good you are. And failure to communicate your impact becomes their liability, but your penalty. And let's be honest, perfectionism is just another form of procrastination and hiding. Over-polishing that perfect project until midnight is not going to move the needle. Your promotion decision was made weeks ago by someone who had already shown up like the next level leader. The shift is not from performer, but to promoter. It's from operator to owner. Now, if you don't behave like a leader, you're not going to be treated like one. And if you don't advocate for yourself, no one else will. Now, hard work builds value, but promotions are a perception game, and these are the levers that can control it. So, what does it really take to rise? Let's zoom out. You need to step out of the operator mindset and start owning your career like a strategist. Because in this system, you don't get promoted for being the most competent, you get promoted for being the most visible. Now, here's what you can do this week to shift from overlooked to promotable. 1, increase your visibility. So be the first person to speak up in a meeting. Don't wait for an invitation. Create the moment. Lead a team update, share a recent win, or offer a strategic insight. Number 2, signal leadership. Mentor a junior teammate, volunteer for a cross-functional project, ask for a next level question in your next one-on-one with your manager. Then number 3, advocate strategically. Make one clear ask for feedback, for a stretch assignment, or for visibility in front of senior leadership. And above all else, stop sprinting for planes that have already left. Start building the runway that puts you in control. So you now know why hard work alone won't get you promoted. But even if you show leadership and advocate for yourself, you still won't move up if your professional brand tells a different story. That's why your next step is right here. So watch this video next where I break down the 6 LinkedIn mistakes that are keeping you in your current job and hidden from others and how to fix them.